Welcome to the video rulebook for Evolution: The Beginning, a game for 2 to 5 players designed by Dominic Krapachetz and published by NorthStar Games. Evolution: The Beginning is part of the Evolution series of games. The Beginning is specifically designed for the entire family as it features the same sophisticated and vibrant evolutionary process as its predecessors, but it's also light, easy to learn, and plays in about half an hour. It also shines as a 2-player strategic battle. The goal here is survival, and survival depends on food, both finding our food and developing traits that keep us from becoming food for predators. Your species must adapt to the ever-changing ecosystem in order to multiply while avoiding the carnivores, perhaps by burrowing into a hidey hole or getting some horns to fend off an attack. Now let's set up the game. We begin by placing the watering hole at the center of the table. This is where herbivores will get their food. Each player gets a food bag, and all the food tokens are placed to the side in what we call the excess food pile. Keep your shuffled deck of species cards near the watering hole, and just note, these cards represent on one side the population of your species, and on the other side the adaptive traits that you will apply to a particular species. So to play the game, we take turns starting with the player who woke up first today and proceed clockwise until the deck is gone. Each turn consists of the following. First, step 1, gathering. 2 food are added to the watering hole. And then you take a card and place it face down horizontally in front of you. This represents a species. Now draw 3 cards into your hand. We use these 3 cards for stage 2, adaptation. This is where we decide how we want to play the cards, setting up the strategy for our survival. They can be played in a few different ways. You can add to your population by stacking cards vertically, like so, or you can start a new species by placing the cards side by side. So this is one species with a population of 3, or this is 3 different species, each with a population of 1. You can also play your cards by giving the species traits. So you can play as many traits as you want, but no species can have more than 3 traits, and you can't have 2 of the same trait on any one species. If you don't want to play all the cards in your hand, you can always hold on to them for your next turn. Let's say your species is already endowed with 3 traits. You have the option to trade them out with the cards from your hand. Then just place them in the discard pile face up. Now for stage 3, we feed. Each population must eat 1 food each turn or it will starve. Use the food from the watering hole to feed your herbivores. A species must stop eating once they're full. That's 1 food per population. But until that point, they must eat all the available food from the table. At the end of their turn, the food tokens go into your food bag. Now, carnivores, which is a species with the carnivore trait, must eat by attacking other species at the table and never eat from the watering hole. Steps of attack are as follows. Choose a species to attack. Your carnivore may attack any species from the table as long as it has the traits to overcome the defensive traits of its prey. For example, if your species has the nocturnal and burrowing defensive traits, my carnivore must have both of those traits as well as the carnivore trait in order to attack. After a successful attack, reduce the population of the species you just devoured by 1 and place it into the discard pile. Then you may take up to 2 food from the excess food pile. Just remember, you can only eat 1 food per population. Now repeat these steps if your carnivorous species has not been fully fed until there are no legal targets, including from within your own species. If you attack your own species, you may lose some cards, but you never lose your food. That stays in your food bag. If at the end of your turn, any population is left unfed, it starves and goes into the discard pile. And if you've lost all your population, your species is extinct, so you must discard all of your trait cards, but you do get to draw a new trait card for each of those that you just discarded. These go into your hand for your next turn. Now, before play moves on to the next person's turn, we score by placing all the eaten food into our food bag. Any food that might be left in the watering hole remains there for the next player's turns. We continue clockwise, beginning again with step 1, gathering. 2 food go into the watering hole. We add 1 new species to the next player and draw 3 new cards to that player's hand so they can continue with their evolution. To finish the game, when the deck runs out, you can shuffle the discard deck and play through until the final player is allowed their last turn, so every player gets an equal number of turns. And then we count our score. 1 point is counted for each of the following: each food either in our bags or left on a card, and each card either in our hand or on the table. The player with the highest score wins the game.